Hey YouTube, so it's been a while. As you can probably tell from the title of this video, this is going to be one of my rant moments. Simply because I am so sick and tired of my friends on Facebook and just social media just blowing up on this story as a whole. And you probably know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you right now. There has been a lot of ridicule against a person who is going to be singing the national anthem at President-elect Trump's inauguration, and that is 16-year-old Jackie Evancho, the uh, superstar sensation back in 2010, and still a sensation today, from America's Got Talent when she was a 10-year-old little girl. Now, I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and us Pittsburghers, we are huge. I want to say we are huge fanatics when it comes to people from Pittsburgh, like regardless of who they are. As soon as we hear from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we're just like, boom, we're automatically fans. Now, I have been a huge fan of Jackie Evancho since she first started back in 2010. I have been listening to her music since after America's Got Talent. And so, when I saw on the news that she has a transgender sister, I got excited because I'm a trans person myself, and to see someone being so supportive of their sibling, that got me really excited because that's not often seen every day where a family member is being supportive of their trans child, because the whole topic of gender identity is kind of a little shaky subject for some people. I know on my dad's side of the family, it's definitely a shaky subject with my younger half sister, who is 2 years younger than me. So, when I saw on the news last year that she was supportive of her sister and her transition, I got excited because I wish I had that same support from my little sister. So yeah, but enough of that story. The story is that she is singing the national anthem at the inauguration on Friday, I believe. Now, when I heard the news, I was slightly disappointed. But I wasn't going to spread hate because, number one, that's a 16-year-old child, and like, we all have better things to do than to pick on a 16-year-old girl. But at the same time, I could see why she was singing at the inauguration. Is it disappointing to me as a member of the trans community, and to see that someone who has an older sister who's trans, be singing at the inauguration? A little bit, but also, in my opinion, I think, like, no matter who won the election, regardless if that were Hillary or Jill Stein or Gary Johnson or, in this case, Donald Trump, like, Jackie Evancho would have sang at the inauguration regardless. For goodness sakes, she has sung in front of President Obama twice. So I really don't think necessarily that politics has anything to do with this. Now, a bunch of hate has been happening within the LGBTQ plus community but also within both political parties regarding to Jackie Evancho singing. Regarding to the Evancho family in general. Some LGBTQ plus community members are calling Jackie Evancho a traitor because she's singing at the inauguration, and the people who are president-elect and vice president-elect, the vice president-elect, Mike Pence, is very anti-LGBTQ plus. Now, President-elect Donald Trump, whenever the whole bathroom debate went on, he did say that Caitlyn Jenner was welcome to use the restroom she identified with in Trump Towers. Later on, he went on to support House Bill 2 in North Carolina, which prevented trans people from using the bathrooms they identified with. There are some people who have even called for a boycott on Lambda Legal. And I'm going to get to that later on. But there were some people that were calling for a boycott on Lambda Legal. And again, going to explain that a little further down the road. Liberals have been doing the same thing with some LGBTQ plus people, calling for boycotts on her shows, her albums, all that stuff. The conservatives, on the other hand, and I'm talking more of the extreme conservatives, the extreme conservatives, on the other hand, have not been attacking Jackie Evancho for singing at Trump's inauguration, but have been attacking her sister for being transgender, and have been attacking the family for supporting the older sister. And now to go on to with the whole calling of the boycott of Lambda Legal. There have been some people calling for a boycott on Lambda Legal because they are working on a case in Pittsburgh regarding to a lawsuit against a Pittsburgh area school district that the family is involved in, who are the plaintiffs in the case. And there are some people who are calling for members of the LGBTQ plus community to not donate to Lambda Legal simply because of Jackie singing at the inauguration. Here's what I have to say about this. I have to agree with Jackie and her sister Juliet that she is not singing for Donald Trump and Mike Pence, but she is singing for our country. And this is an honor. To be honest, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And there are some people who are going to probably attack me on both sides for sticking up for the Evanchos, and some just attacking me because I'm trans. But here's the thing. How many celebrities have been asked to sing more than once at the inauguration? This is why I'm saying this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. On the other hand, I can see where some of the upset is regarding to the LGBTQ plus community and the liberals. I have some pretty liberal views. Of course, you can see I'm wearing a Bernie Sanders, a Bernie hat. Sorry, I keep checking the clock because I have class around 2:30, so I just wanted to make sure it wasn't 2 o'clock. But I can also see like some of the upset, but at the same time, why are you attacking a child? Like, if you're going to, give criticism, give it to our politicians, regardless of their political party, who aren't doing anything. There is no need to bully a 16-year-old child and her family. And when it comes to the extreme conservatives, like, you need to get a life too. Like, this is who her sister is, her older sister. Her older sister did not wake up the next day and be like, I think I'm gonna be trans today and get bullied in school. Like, no. Like, what kind of person wakes up being like, I just want to be a minority today and get bullied and harassed and have politicians treat me like a second-class citizen? No one. Like, get a life. This is all I have to say. Like, and this is not just conservatives I'm telling to get a life. I'm telling liberals too. Get a life. Get a hold of yourself. And for those of you who are attacking, the family all because of Jackie singing at the inauguration, and you like all chanted love trumps hate after the election, you're hypocrites. You're hypocrites. If you're saying love trumps hate and you're attacking a 16-year-old child and calling for boycotts on land illegal, or calling for a boycott on Jackie's performances and albums, you're hypocrites. Okay? Yes, I supported Bernie in the primaries. Yes, I voted for Hillary Clinton in the general election. But you know what? For those of you who have been saying love trumps hate, and you're going attacking this family, you are hypocrites. You are a bunch of hypocrites, and you know it. And I'm probably going to get a lot of flack from extreme Hillary supporters being like, how dare you call us hypocrites? You are secretly a Trump supporter. For one thing, I am very anti-Trump. But you know what? You're just all a bunch of hypocrites for saying love trumps hate. And then here you are, bashing a 16-year-old child. I'm sorry, I just gotta get my view out there and just, actually speak from how I truly feel about this. Because this election in general, on both sides of the, on both political parties, have just caused nothing but division. Let me tell you, when Hillary and Bernie were running against each other, the Democratic Party just were split. The Bernie-crats, the extreme Bernie-crats, when Bernie lost the election and said this is no time for a protest vote, people still went and voted for Jill Stein. And there have been Hillary supporters that were bashing Bernie supporters. Same thing with the Republican Party. There were Republicans who went out and voted for Gary Johnson instead of Donald Trump. And then you have like the extreme Trump supporters who have, caused like vandalism and all that, and putting swastikas all over the place. This election in general, regardless of political party, has caused division, which absolutely makes me sick as an American, and also makes me sick as a human being. We're causing, this election just caused nothing but division, and yet there are some people who just want to put the blame on Barack Obama, which Obama had nothing to do with this election, with this division. It was our politics as a whole on both sides of the party. They're both equally guilty, and as a registered Democrat, I hate to say this. I really do. I really hate to say this. And with the interview I saw of Jackie Evancho saying she hopes to unite everyone with her singing a pretty song for our country, I'm like, you know what? I hope so too. I hope that does happen. I hope that this country does unite simply because of you singing a pretty song. But unfortunately, there are still going to be those extremes on both sides of the party who are on both parties, not both sides, on both parties who are just going to be like and bash heads together. But I don't think they're going to be watching this. But if they are, I am very sorry for how members of my community are behaving. And when I mean my community, I'm talking about LGBTQ plus as a whole, not just transgender. I want to apologize on how members in my community are treating your family. I also want to apologize how liberals have been treating you and how conservatives have been treating you and just how people have been treating you as a whole. You know, was I disappointed? A little bit. But at the same time, I can understand. Because you're doing this for your country, and you're hoping to unite people. And this is also really good for your career as well. Beyonce has sung the national anthem at the inauguration, and I know that's kind of a little unfair to compare Jackie and Beyonce, but, you know, every celebrity has sung at least once. And there's a good chance you're not going to be asked again. So, you know, and you sung for Obama twice, you know, I could see why. You could not pass up the opportunity. You know, I'm not a Trump supporter. I voted for Bernie in the Democratic primaries, and I voted for Hillary in the general election. You know, and I absolutely feel terrible with the way you have been treated by LGBTQ plus rights activists and by members of the Democratic Party, but also I feel very terrible of how the extreme conservatives have been treating you. So, yeah, and I completely support this lawsuit that's going on in my hometown. And I just pray that people just get on with their lives and just move on to better things and worry more about poverty and child hunger instead of worrying on who pees where or who sings the national anthem at the inauguration, because there are better things that we need to be focused on and not be worried about the little things. We need to be more worried about stuff like child hunger, poverty rate, child abuse, domestic violence, and all. We need to not be debating over toilets and, you know, who's singing at the inauguration. It's, you know, be who you are, love is love. Hashtag love not hate. So, yeah, bye.